All right, and we are live. What up, peoples? We out here with another episode of Setting Sail.
Which one we looking at?
We'll look at this one over here.
You look there, I'm gonna look here.
Just so you guys know, we have a special guest with us today here.
No, say it like on the Breakfast Club. A special guest in the building. Say it like that.
A special guest in the building. I don't really watch the Breakfast Club like that, so I don't really know.
Boo.
You know, my bad with Charlemagne and all of his Goonies. But anyways. We got a couple cameras set up here to go with a couple different people that's in here. Obviously, myself, the Buff Missionary. Follow me on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm here with Mobile One, the Queen of the South.
That's me.
Herself, ReNeita Samuel. What up, ReNeita? How's it going?
Man? Going good.
You made it up here to Andrews finally for like the first time in 3 years.
I think it's 2. Close to 3. I think it's 2, but yeah, it's definitely close to 3.
Yeah, definitely before COVID times.
Oh yeah, BC was the last time I was up here.
BC.
2019 BC.
Yeah. We out here for real. But yes, go ahead and like and subscribe on all your platforms, including Instagram and YouTube, and anywhere that podcast stream, your favorite podcast, whichever one you listen to. It is there. Look for Setting Sail. Also, ReNeita, you have some social media platforms as well for some things you're working on, right?
Yes,
hit us with those real quick.
Wait, I don't even know my name on Instagram. I think it's Queen_Ren. It's REN_1.
Okay.
Because it's only one of me, and I am the queen. And,
it is true.
And on Facebook, it's just ReNeita Samuel.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can follow her personally there, but you can also follow a couple of things that she's involved with.
Join FMM. That's the Georgia Cumberland Youth Canvassing Instagram.
Okay. And they got a lot of really cool things going on there. You can stay tuned for updates of what's going on, especially in the summer programs. Down in Atlanta, we make it hot. That has never changed. And we'll get into
Braves.
that. Oh, goodness. So I guess that's where we're starting, huh? Say Atlanta,
Braves.
and the first thing we get is...
Go Braves. You got a Raven.
The Atlanta Braves.
I thought it was a Falcon.
No, I don't rep Atlanta like that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's home because we put in a lot of work. We put a lot of hours down there. But I was born in Baltimore.
We made a lot. You were born. I thought you were born in Virginia.
Nah, grew up in Virginia in the woods. But now I was born in the city.
Stanton boy.
That's true. But actually, the folks just moved. I was there last weekend. They're not in Virginia anymore. They're down in Tennessee, right around the corner from my brother. So it's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it was bittersweet.
Yeah.
But more on the sweet side than the bitter side.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. We out here, we out here. Tennessee, just across the border from good old ATL and all that stuff. So
ATL,
it's good.
baby.
So we got the Braves on tap, talking about Atlanta. And I said this on my own social media stuff. I felt like the Braves winning was a win for all of us. And what I meant was the Houston Astros. Yeah, they're still kind of the villain for a lot of different people. I don't know who that old mattress dude who was supposed to win a huge on a bet if the Astros won. He obviously lost that bet, and I don't feel bad for him. But
why you don't like Houston?
Well, they were cheating. That's what their thing was.
Real talk. I didn't even follow I don't like baseball. Let's just get that out the way. I don't like. For one, it's boring. I can't sit 9 innings. I have to see constant scoring. Mm-hmm. I love basketball because you're scoring all the time, right? Football, it's okay. Super Bowl, I'll watch that.
Okay,
it's a championship.
Is that more because it's the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's basically it. And depending on who's performing at halftime.
Oh my!
I don't want to see no Bruno Mars. You give me Beyonce, somebody like that. Okay. Yeah,
most of them are all junk anyway. I haven't seen a good one. Who was it last year?
I don't even remember.
The Weeknd.
And I did not tune in.
Oh my goodness, it was kind of whack, but I already knew that.
I'm sure.
And as a result, I didn't watch it. I just saw a little. It was like a highlight. It wasn't really a highlight. I didn't know what was going on. But anyways, enough about that. But
back to the Braves.
Yes.
So I don't like baseball, but I'm a fan of sports. And because I live like 20 minutes outside of Atlanta without traffic. Mm-hmm. So if Atlanta is in any type of playoffs, I'm rooting for them, of course, because in Virginia, we don't have a team.
Right.
No professional team.
Not taking the Wizards.
No, please. What Wizards? We ain't repping
the Washington Wizards with Kyle Kuzma. No, we're good. We're good.
No. So, but I've been let down too many times with these Atlanta teams.
28-3.
Corey, I was at Red Robin. I think I told you this, sitting in it was only me and one other person and then all of the workers. Super Bowl 2017, the Falcons and the Patriots. We were up 28-3. I was eating a bonsai burger.
You remember this?
The veggie burger with the pineapple. It was so good. And I had a nice milkshake and a sweet potato fries, bottomless. I was eating good on Super Bowl Sunday. It was halftime, 28-3. I said, you know what? I'm going to go home because by the time I get home,
it's going to be over.
We're going to be celebrating. Man, it takes about an hour and 25 minutes, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to get home from Chattanooga to Ackworth. When I got home and turned first of all, the Super Bowl was over. And we had lost. I didn't even know what happened. I was like,
Tom Brady.
Being punked? Like, how did we go from 20? And then Atlanta had never scored. They never scored again.
That was it.
31 to. So to this day,
Matty ice cold.
Let me tell you something. If I see a falcon, I don't want PETA after me, so I'm not even gonna say nothing else. But I don't want to see no birds.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
And to be honest,
and even the Hawks, I was rooting for them.
Oh, true. They had a good run.
Trae Young is a beast. He's the future Steph Curry.
Okay.
Future Steph Curry.
His percentages aren't high enough yet, though.
Well, he's getting there.
He's got time.
He's like 10. He's a baby. Steph is 12 and he's 10, so he's coming.
Okay, fair enough.
But when the Braves, and let me just say this too, I've been a fan of the Braves since I was in middle school.
Really?
Yeah, the Atlanta Braves, their minor league team, if I remember correctly, used to be the Richmond Braves out of Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So, I remember Chipper Jones, all of them. And so when I forget what year it was that where the Richmond changed to the Richmond Squirrels.
It's something whack like that.
I don't even know why, but yeah, we were the minor league team, and we always followed the Atlanta Braves. So when they won in '93, David Justice, I still remember, he was the man, right? So I've been a fan, but it's been silent, for
it's been quiet down there.
Like between the Old and New Testament, man, just silent. No problem.
The intertestamental period. Wow.
Right.
Generations and generations. She's not wrong though, but they pulled it off.
Yeah, this year was awesome, man.
And they got the win for all of America and all people who are not cheaters. But yes, anyways, speaking
you're a little salty on that.
No, I really don't care. My team is the Orioles, and we haven't been relevant for years. We're not going to be relevant for years, so it is what it is.
Because look, the Braves won, man. I'm saying we on top, and when we on top, man,
you gotta own it.
Yeah,
you gotta own it.
We're
That's
not
fair.
gonna let that go.
I'll give you that. Now, how about the Bulls? Bulls started out the season pretty hot. I was really excited when they got Lonzo Ball. DeMar DeRozan.
Lonzo ain't done nothing. What has he done?
Yo, Lonzo's nice, man.
Listen, his little brother is better than him.
He's nice too, but they're both nice.
No.
They're both nice.
Lonzo has taken time. His daddy overrated him and got him the number 2 pick. Let's just call that what it is. Lonzo was not nice. Now his brother. First of all, I feel bad for the middle brother.
He should be in the NBA though.
His daddy messed that up.
Okay,
I think the daddy got in the way.
I'll give you that.
Because he left UCLA, remember? I mean,
right.
He was stealing overseas. Wait, let's just move on. But LaMelo, he's a baller. He was the rookie of the year. Mm-hmm. Lonzo ain't do that.
LaMelo is the best of all of them. He is. But Lonzo can play.
He in the NBA, he scores some points. He gets some assists.
Lonzo's not one of those dudes who's in the NBA and you look at him. Shot. No, he doesn't. When's the last time you seen a game? His shot is nice. He's been tops in 3-point percentage.
It's a little different. He straightened that arm out, I guess. It's not as crooked. But listen, the Bulls are sometimes, I play 2K and I put together my teams, and sometimes I think I do a better job than the actual Bulls because I just don't understand how you go from Michael Jordan And then we were sorry for years.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've been a fan of the Bulls since '89, fifth grade. Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT, people. Which camera? Michael
here.
Jordan is the GOAT, okay?
No question.
Don't even stuff to me with LeBron. All right. But Michael, so you go from Jordan, you have some sorry years, then you get Derrick Rose. They drove his knees into the ground, man.
That's true.
Derrick Rose was
nice.
a beast.
If
He was like Russell Westbrook. Remember how he used to attack the rim? He was better. He was better.
Disciplined. I mean, he won MVP.
Yep.
If he hadn't gotten hurt, they would have taken out Miami that year, right?
Yes, they were in the conference finals.
That's right. If he hadn't gotten hurt, they would have taken him out. They were up 2-1, weren't they?
He got hurt, and that
number
was
one
all
seed.
she wrote.
Yeah. They should have done that.
So then you go from Derrick Rose, and now like this year I see like when I saw how good we're starting, I'm like, okay. I don't think that it's LaMelo. I mean, sorry, not LaMelo. Lonzo.
He's a part of it,
I don't even
though.
know his name. I mean, I just feel
Great
like
perimeter
he
defender.
there, he not.
Man, you're not giving this
Maybe
dude
I
enough
need
credit.
to look at it. I haven't
You
seen.
need to watch the
Listen, I
games.
haven't seen a NBA game since BC. before. I couldn't look at sports without fans. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like, what are we looking at? High
Said,
school?
Mickey Mouse ring, I'm good.
Yeah. So I mean, if we make it to the playoffs, I'm cheering.
Oh yeah, Bulls definitely making the
Lonzo
playoffs
do
this year.
something, I'll cheer for him. But
He got a triple double in one of his first couple games with the squad.
how many has he had? Oh, okay. What's the next one?
Anyways, Steph Curry out here lighting it up, teaching the young ones.
The
Still got it.
babyface assassin, man.
He's 33 years old. I'm a
No,
year.
He 12. Stop playing.
I'm a year older than him, which is crazy. But here's
Time
the
out.
really
How
crazy
old are
thing.
you?
34.
Corey, I thought you was like 29.
What? Where have you been? Nah, it's funny. I was
I'm
at Southern
stuck.
this
I'm
past
stuck.
weekend with, I don't know if you know my friend Linsky, but we were down there and we were in the new student center. And I guess it was the missions coordinator who was out front. They had a booth set up and they thought we were college students. Hey, I'll take it though.
Do? Take
I'll
your
take
driver's license out
it.
and show 'em?
Just trying to check us out and see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Dang,
Freshman,
34.
sophomore. Yeah, man, it's been a while.
You do look like you could be a student here at
College
Andrews.
students, man. Stay young. I tell people I'm not getting old. I don't believe in that. So
Yeah. My uncle's like 50. He'll be 52. He still runs marathons. I mean, whole marathons. Anything that has to do with running in Atlanta, any race, he's in it.
Yo, that's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
like, I'm
man.
trying to be like you, but I like to eat and play 2K. I ain't trying to run, bust my knees.
You got to do it though. I'm trying to get my folks to get into some stretching, at least a little bit of exercise,
Yeah.
a little bit, But yeah, I bring him up because he was the oldest. He is the oldest player to have 50 points and 10 assists in a game. That's crazy. And it's like Wilt Chamberlain was the oldest before him, and Wilt was 31 when he did it. So it's like once you get up to a certain age in the NBA, there's just stuff you
They
don't
write
see.
you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But Tom Brady is like rewriting.
Oh,
He's changing the standard. What is he? 52?
it feels like it. But he's definitely like 43, 40, something like that.
I think he's 43, 44,
Yeah.
49, one of them.
He ain't no 49.
He one of them, man. That
But
boy.
he's up there, man, out here doing big things. So we got the sports world kind of out of the way. We always talk this stuff when we get together, chop it up and so on.
Yep.
But you have some new things that you're working on in a personal venture type area. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, man. So I've been doing canvassing since I was 20, and that's over 20 years. And, when I just look at, I guess it's been over the past couple of years, just, looking at my life, looking at personal sacrifices that I've had to make because of the type of work that I do. Always, canvassing in the summers, missing out on family trips, 4th of July celebrations.
Grind don't stop.
I'm telling you. And just the constant travel, I wanted to just do something, to kind of set myself up for when this particular stage or career of my life or time of my life is over, where I have something that is mine, that I own. And so I decided that I wanted to own my own business, and just recently got my LLC. I'm still proud about that. And I'm still in the developing stages, but it's Premium Ink Tees. It's an online apparel company, and I'm hoping to launch mid-January. I wanted to start January 1st because it's the beginning of the year. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
And I do accept gifts, whichever camera. January 1st, but I had to push it back a little bit. So, yeah, man, Premium Ink Tees. Our goal is to provide premium merchandise, premium quality, like the premium experience. Whether it's customer service, whether it's, on the phones, whether it's the online, store experience, the app, whatever it is, I want all of my customers to get the premium
top of the top
experience. Yes.
Service worthy of a queen.
Yes, most definitely. So that's what I'm working on right now. Still, doing missions, still doing canvassing, but, at some point, I'm sure that it's going to switch. 'Cause, look, I don't know how much longer I can, be on this road. Man. Like,
that's what I was going to ask.
20 and like 30, the open road, I enjoy it. But at the same time, like I said, I've made lots of personal sacrifices. And at some point, it's just like, okay, I think I need to move to another phase. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm done with canvassing or I'm retiring from that. I'm just saying that when those days are done, I have something else that I can put my focus and energy into, and it's about building a legacy. And there's something about generational wealth. Like I don't have kids, but I want to leave something that has the Samuel name, or like my mother's maiden name is Scott, like the Scott name. I want to leave whether it's I die or go to heaven, but in heaven, like what would this
right
it don't even make sense. But I really want to just leave something to my niece, my nephews, if I have kids, and I want to be, whatever I do, I'm always trying to be successful.
For sure.
For sure. From canvassing to my company, whatever it is, I want to be the best.
Yeah.
And so I want to leave something, to my family. So.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. Congrats in those new endeavors. Hopefully one of these days I'm supposed to be designing.
Yeah, man.
Some things. I'm working on it in my mind.
In his mind. It's been like, how long? Listen, I have, we'll talk about that off air. Never mind.
Fair enough. Now, you actually, we introduced ReNeita to the pod. And if you remember, if you were listening from season 1, her and another one of our good buddies, Sam Francis, they were in episode 2 of the whole podcast. They were my first guests on the show. And so you may remember her from that. But just in case you don't know who she is and what she does, go ahead and give the listeners a rundown of that real quick.
Okay, I'm currently the Youth Publishing Director, Georgia Cumberland Conference. That has nothing to do with publishing books, writing books, or editing books. I don't do any of that. I basically train young people, high school, college-age kids on door-to-door literature evangelism, and I teach them how to earn scholarship money. That's basically what it is. And I love it, man. Like, for one, I'm always around young people. I feel like they keep me young. I just saw a student. I just saw one of my students, today, and I mean, it was amazing. But yeah, so I've been doing that since 2005. I've been a leader. And just in the summers, and then I was teaching. 2009, I became full-time. part-time with the conference 2011, full-time in 2012. I took on this position. So I'm coming up on 10 years in this position, man.
Yo, talk about we out here.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And let me say this too. I'm a double minority, Black and a female. It's not too many.
You're right.
As a matter of fact, there are none that I've seen in our union. I mean, maybe in other unions, but yeah, Black and female in publishing, you don't see it.
Oh, man. Yeah. We could have talked a lot about that aspect of what's going on in the world today, too. That'll be an episode for another time.
Yeah, we'll hit that later.
So I bring up canvassing because obviously we're out here talking about setting sail. It's all about getting out of your comfort zone. And canvassing, definitely, if there's anything that can get you out of your comfort zone, it is canvassing, but all for a good reason and a good cause, not only for yourself as an individual, but for the people that you come into contact with. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. But when you look at the particular time that we're in, this age of COVID, there are a lot of things that people think could happen in a negative sense and wouldn't happen in a negative sense regarding canvassing during this time. So talk to us about what it's like over the last couple summers, and I guess even in the school year, telling us about what the canvassing experience was like and how it may have broken some of the expectations.
During COVID?
Yeah.
Honestly, in Georgia, it helped. We didn't have no issues with COVID as far as canvassing. I mean, last year, we were one of the only conferences to have canvassing in the summer.
Now, sorry to interrupt, but this is something I was very curious of as well. I remember you talking about having conversations with other people in different unions and stuff who were talking about that they were just going to cut their programs and not do anything.
They did.
So they went through with that.
Listen, I was on Zoom. 2020 was a year of Zoom. Oh, my word.
Horrible.
Every time I turned around, I had to be on a Zoom meeting. And so on one of these meetings, it was like every publishing director. I mean, listen, we had, I can't remember who this guy was, but I think he was Adventist, but I believe he was like from the health field, but like big time. And he was, telling basically everyone, I would not recommend that you guys, go, do canvassing this summer.
And when you say everyone, you're talking about publishing directors in the United States.
In the U.S. I'm talking about California. I'm talking Florida. I'm talking Georgia, Tennessee, Michigan. Yeah. They were like, we don't recommend that you guys do it. But, I mean, look, when it comes to canvassing, I'm very cocky. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, that might rub people the wrong way because, if when you talk about being a Christian, so I get it, but I'm sorry, like, this is just me, man. Because I've been successful, and I'm not claiming the success. It was me. I was a willing vessel, and God used me because I wanted to be successful. You know what I'm saying? But we want to be the head, not the tail. That's Georgia Cumberland, okay?
Always.
GCC.
I know.
The head, not the tail. So I mean, Tim, I was like, yes, no canvassing. Was that bad? Maybe. Tim was like, no, I think we could work. So I'm like, dang, Tim, we can't get no 10-week vacation.
Oh, man, that'd be new.
Listen, we came up with a plan, and it worked better than being on the streets.
Wow.
And it was actually something that I believe Michigan does all the time for like a couple of days in the summer. But what we did was we shortened our summer from 10 weeks to 6, but we broke it up into 2 halves or phases. The first phase was virtual canvassing or indoor canvassing, where we had a website where people could go and donate, because we were trying to have like a mass distribution of the Steps to Christ. So we needed donations to purchase them. So people could come online. The students would call family, friends, everybody in their contacts, or they could also purchase books for themselves.
Okay. So
the donations for the Steps to Christ, I mean, one call, you could get $1,000, $500, $750, $250, $100. How many times can you do that at the door? You know what I'm saying?
Not often.
Yeah, not often. So I mean, in 6 weeks, we had what we would have had in 10.
Wow.
Plus the extended. Man, listen. So when I tell you that we were not affected by COVID, I mean, we you know, it was a blessing. And in phase 2, we went out traditional canvassing. And we were very conscious of COVID because we knew if someone contracted COVID, our program was going to be shut down.
Yeah.
So for those first 3 weeks, we didn't let people into the program and no one could leave. The only people that left were the leaders, you know, to go food shopping and stuff like that. But we kept, we took temperatures every day. We recorded the temperatures. People were in face masks all the time. Hand sanitizers. I mean, we had them by the gallons. I still have hand sanitizer at my house from last summer. Gallon jugs of hand sanitizer.
Hopefully never to be used
Man.
again.
and even, I mean, we ordered like thousands, I think, of face masks, you know. And so we had to train them to go out, you know, as well for, the traditional canvassing. And when we did, I think it was the fact that people had not seen others in so long that if a salesman or literature evangelist, anybody would come up to you, you were just happy to talk to another human. And it helped us because we had new students. A lot of them were new. A lot of my leaders pulled out. A lot of students pulled out. A lot of parents pulled students last year. So the ones that came, they the ones that got the blessing.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. So y'all absolutely destroyed expectations in a summer where most programs across the entire United States were not doing anything. Really a lot of lessons to be learned from that. But then you guys went ahead and followed it up with this past year. Still a lot of skepticism out there. I don't know how those conversations went regarding this past summer, but talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think everybody was out this year.
Okay. So they saw what happened and they're like, oh, yeah.
They won't do that. They won't miss the blessing this year. But we actually still shortened our summer.
Okay.
And so like where a lot of conferences did a little better, not really because we didn't go the full length, only because we were still keeping COVID in mind.
Yeah.
A lot of the restrictions had been lifted, but at the same time, we still had to be safe, you know, and conscious of that. But yeah, listen, I believe Gulf states went out last year. I think Michigan did as well. And this year, like I said, everyone was going out, and across the board, I believe everybody did well. Listen, this year, this summer and last summer, I believe as long as I've been doing canvassing, were the only 2 summers where I didn't have issues with leaders calling me about cops.
Wow.
Even with the social unrest last year.
Yeah.
No issues with cops, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yo, you talk about having some cop stories to tell.
Man.
Boy, any day that you don't have to worry about bailing out a whole leader and their team.
Bailing out 14 people. Poor kids.
Oh my
kids.
goodness. Yeah, that was a day right there. So
You said a lot of it.
Yeah, like I'm wondering because we had a time period of the year where everyone figured you wouldn't be able to pull off something like that. And yet, not only were you able to pull it off, but to a level of success that no one would have anticipated. So what is there, if anything, that you gather from society and their reaction to that? What does that tell you about the times we're living in?
Well, one, I'll say this. I believe that it proves that Jesus is coming, because what happened last year with COVID and even with the protests that were happening. The protests were happening overseas too. COVID was a worldwide thing, and I just felt like it's showing us that the Lord is trying to get all of our attention, right? And He's about to come, and the way that the books are going out, it also tells me that people are looking for answers. They're looking for healing. Our number one book is a book, Fighting Disease with Food, right? The Great Controversy, I remember years of hardly getting that book out.
Yep.
The Great Controversy, like we understand what that is as evidence, right? Man, The Great Controversy is one of the best sellers.
Wow. People want truth.
Yeah. They want answers to what is happening, and they want truth, like you said. And so, you know, how I look at it is, one, the Lord is about to come. He's trying to gather his people. And next, people are looking for truth. They're looking for answers to what is going on. Because if you don't know, you're going to, you know, search, look, you know. And for us who believe to have the truth, I mean, it doesn't make sense for us to do nothing. It does not, you know, it doesn't make any sense for that. We have to do something.
Don't get me started on that.
But look, that's why I like the old name. And I get it. I get it, Corey. But I like the old name of your ministry. Go, the mission. Setting sail, you know.
It's part of it. It's part of it.
It's just like, okay, to me, go, the mission is like present truth. Setting sail is like, you know, those little comfortable sermons that people preach.
No.
You know, oh, we're going to set sail. Let's go out into the sunset.
No.
Go, the mission is like, look, you got the truth. Go, do something with it. Be a missionary anywhere.
Look. Go is always the mission. It is. But since you put me on the spot, I got to give you a little bit.
He come. Go ahead.
No, I'll give you.
Go ahead.
So it's kind of along the lines of the same reason I changed my social media tag from my Palawan name to what it is now.
That's because nobody could pronounce it.
Exactly. But it's also, I think when you think of what I really wanted people to accomplish with Go the Mission was to get out of your comfort zone. That's the core of it. And I think the idea that puts it in a more easily understandable sense is setting sail. Because like they have the phrase about ships in harbors are safe, but that's not what they're built for. And we have a lot of people these days who don't want to set sail.
Yeah.
They want to stay inside their comfort zone. And I want to take that same mentality that everyone is struggling with in many areas and highlight how it really has an impact when it comes to mission. So, you know, we're not talking about, in case there was any question, we're not talking about sailing off in any sunset. We're talking about getting on a boat, realizing that it's built for the open ocean. There's going to be storms. You're going to have to face a lot of different stuff out there, but that's how you get better. The poster I have in my office says, "Smooth seas never made a skilled sailor."
Yep. I remember that from another podcast.
Yeah, and that, to me, that's what it's about. So I think more people can identify, and I'll say it like this to keep it condensed. More people, generally speaking, can identify with the need to get out of your comfort zone. I think Go the Mission probably refers more directly to Adventists and people who understand what the mission is already. So I think setting sail is the step before going on the mission, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it does, but I still like Go the Mission.
If this was like a canvassing podcast, then I think that name would make perfect sense. Because it's like, this is what we do.
Yeah, I still like Go the Mission.
Fair enough. But you're the queen of the South. You're a canvassing
look,
person, so
I got you. Yeah, and you know, maybe that's it. But I mean, listen, the whole thing about the ship in the harbor, you know, that it's for the. I love that, and you know, I true facts.
But
Jesus said, "Go, ye therefore."
Yes. Absolutely.
Go the mission, man.
Absolutely.
But you know, it's your thing. So you do what you want to do.
To me, it's like, yeah, I think especially when talking with a lot of students here, that was also a big impetus for it. Because when I started out talking on this podcast, I was talking only to missionaries, only to people who had been students of missionaries. So it made more sense to have it more directed like that. But I found the biggest obstacle that I had, the biggest talking point that I had talking with students here was, how do you go from being here, which is a comfort zone, and mentally being okay to take that next step? You have to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
You have to realize that what is here, it may not be bad, but it's not all you're meant for. So that, I think, drilling on that issue really opens up for the potential for people to go the mission. So there's, anyways. So you actually happen to be up here recruiting for some canvassing programs coming up. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so we have November 22nd to January the 2nd, but we also are going into January 16th with our winter canvassing program down in Georgia, southern Georgia.
It'll be nicer than Michigan.
Man, listen, it's today in Georgia was 70, I think
What?
where I live is 73, 74, 73 or 74.
Get out of here with that.
73. Tomorrow's supposed to be 75.
It's November.
I remember last year, Thanksgiving, I had on a sweater. It was so hot. It was so hot.
What are you talking about, man?
But so yeah, I mean, listen, canvassing in the winter in Georgia is perfect because in the summer it's blazing hot.
That's
but
true.
In the wintertime, it's like just it's the best weather. And then we have our regular summer program that starts May 29th, goes all the way to August 7th.
Okay, so that'll be a full 10 weeks this time.
That's full 10 weeks this time, and the extended program. So you have a chance of canvassing 12 weeks.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now, there's benefits for students who go to any Adventist high school and college with that, right?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So it depends on the school. I think one school matches 100%. Sorry, I just don't know which school that is.
Wait. That must
Is
be
it
Florida. I don't know what Andrews is, but Marley went to, it was a Florida hospital at the time.
Yeah.
And they matched
Was it
100.
them? Maybe it was them.
Yeah.
They matched 100%. Man, Marley. Okay, that's another podcast.
It is another podcast, but I'll say this. She essentially paid off an entire year of school and
She paid all of academy and all of college and had a big deposit on grad school.
wow.
Yeah.
Just from canvassing.
Just canvassing.
Dang.
Her parent, she wrote an article in the Southern Titans.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
This year.
Oh, shoot. I need to get that.
Yeah, you do. I asked her if she would, and she did. And it talks about how, her parents didn't have money. They told her, listen, we don't have any money. They want her to go to Adventist school. All she could do was canvass.
Wow.
And she paid all of her education through canvassing.
That's crazy.
All the way to grad school, man.
That's crazy. She's the GOAT.
She is the GOAT. But, we have you were asking me about the percentages. It depends on the school.
Mm-hmm.
You have Andrews, Oakwood, Southern, Antilian, Heartland College. You got Oklahoma Academy, Laurel Brook Academy, Collegedale. You got a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Every Adventist school will match a certain percentage of if you go canvassing and you bring that money to school, then they're going to match a certain amount.
Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on the school.
Yeah, that's what we're looking into. I know it can be from 20% all the way up to 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're canvassing, don't miss out on that added benefit of all that work you're putting in the summer.
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about, canvassing. If I wasn't working full time, I would have been back already.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Go to Mission.
Yeah. Go to Canvas. All right. So our last topic on this pod, a few weeks ago, pretty wild episode. I was talking about my family's experience with COVID, my dad and his struggle with that, but being able to make it out, praise God. And things are looking up to this point. Still trying to get this man to get on his push-ups and stretch every day. He ain't there yet, but we gonna get him. We gonna get him.
I just have one request on the stretching videos, but I'll tell you off camera.
Thank you.
I'm trying to keep my job.
I'm trying to keep mine too. What are you talking about?
Good talk.
Anyways,
if y'all see a difference in the next couple episodes of his stretching videos, you'll figure out.
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable. We'll say that it's pretty noticeable. But anyways, yeah. So that was I think I've had a few landmark experiences in my life, and that was one of them. And I actually don't know what you wanted to comment on regarding that episode. So go for it.
Yeah, listen, between you and Sam, y'all got these podcasts and, then you do like other little things in the morning, stretches and devotions. So sometimes I can't get, at the same time, but because you have your YouTube, I was able to catch what has right now is my personal favorite podcast, and that was My Father's Legacy. And it was a Sabbath. I was at home, and I saw it come up, and I said, oh, let me see, what this is, because of the title. I was like, My Father's Legacy. And the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, I know his dad was sick. Like, did he pass? Because when people talk legacy, someone has died. So I'm like, man, let me see what happened. So, I'm listening. And the more you talk, I'm like, now he didn't tell me that his dad passed. So there's no way that that's, where he's going. So I'm listening and listening. And it was just amazing to me. And I don't know if it's because I guess, with the title, for me, my mom passed while I was canvassing. And that's, like I said, when I talk about the sacrifices of the job that I have, she died while I was canvassing 2013.
Wow.
And so when when I saw that, I'm just thinking legacy, because that, that's just something big, because we have parents, and we are the, if someone sees me, I want them to see how great my mom was, because she raised me, right? So that's how I was looking at, you and your podcast about your dad. And so, as I'm listening and I'm paying attention to like how concerned you were about, him and your mom with the COVID, and then how you thought that this was it, he was gonna pass. I was like, I was nervous. I was like, oh no, no. And so as I'm watching, and then you talked about how you had people praying for you.
Yeah.
Man, and I was praying too, and I just I just remember on the video when you were just saying how all of a sudden things switched. And, the more you talk, the better it was sounding, and the better it was sounding, the better it was sounding. And he did not pass, and praise God that, he's still here, So, I don't, it just did something to me. Like, one, I don't, like, it was entertaining, but not like in how people think entertainment, right? I guess because I know you, and you've talked about your parents before, and we've had conversations in the past, and so just to hear, like, one thing that people don't understand, when you lose a parent, man, like every time you hear somebody else talk about, like if you lose your mother, whenever you hear people talk about their mother, automatically, for me, I get jealous, because I can't, I think that, because I can't, have that experience. And for me, like, you could have, if your father had passed, you would have at least had closure, because you could have said goodbye. I didn't have that, because she died suddenly. And so, oh man, like, just hearing, it was a miracle, because a lot of people have died from COVID.
Yeah.
And I've known, even in my family, my cousin, his dad we thought he was on his deathbed for sure. And he was healed. And just to hear the story of prayer, and the people that were praying, and, how earnestly, you were worried about your parents and concerned and wanting to get back, and even before it got that bad, how you were trying to help them before. I don't know, I guess for me, just kind of, it was a rough experience for you, I'm sure, and for them. But for me, it's just different, because I don't have the parent to care for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but you have parents. You can be concerned for them, because growing up, our parents take care of us.
Yeah.
So when they're older, it's our turn.
It flips.
It flips. So for me, I feel like I got cheated, because I wanted to be able to take care of my mom. I wanted to. And so, yeah, I'm just, hearing that, your testimony about your dad. It was, man, I don't know like how that make you feel, but yeah, that's how it was for me.
No, I mean, I'm glad that people were able to get something from it. There were a lot of people who reached out afterwards that I didn't know had listened to it. Obviously, whatever on the website and uploading stuff, it doesn't tell you who. You get a few numbers, but it's just numbers.
Yeah.
But it's pretty humbling to be able to interact with people like, yo, man, I saw what you talked about there. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I realize it kind of gives people a different side of me that is not, I guess, public, or people don't think of me as an emotional kind of person.
Yeah. It's
just, I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be laughing. I'm the hype.
Yeah.
And every day is a good day,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
But it was therapeutic to be able to share that and to realize the things I did going through that. So I'm just thankful that you were able to get something from it, that others were able to get something from it. And
that was my favorite episode. That was good.
Hey, all I can say is God is good, and we just there's a lot to continue to process and to learn, but got to keep moving forward and letting God do his thing, and he's got the power to help us to get through all these things.
Yeah.
So.
And I wanted to say, because I think we talked about this before too, like even though the numbers look low, just keep doing what you're doing, because someone is going to hear it and they're going to share it, and then a bunch of people are going to get, in tune with what you're doing. Success, it takes time. Think about Atlanta. My business mentor, because I want instant success, right? But she had to remind me, listen, remember, canvassing. I sucked when I started, man. Let me tell you something. I learned by watching other people. I would put the students up to do training because I knew that I sucked. Even though I was not a great canvasser. But I learned by watching certain things from other people. And I just took from this one, took from that one, put, my own leadership style on it, and boom. But it was like years.
It took time.
Like years, man. And so even with what you're doing, go the mission, setting sail, whatever. The podcast.
Yeah.
Just the podcast. Just keep doing it. Sometimes people have to revamp or redo or start, businesses or ministries over. But this is something that's positive. And for me, I've listened to some of your stuff in the past, but that one was the most impactful. And it made me man, I want to get into, everything that you're doing, So yeah, that's why I'll be watching stretching videos. Some of them might be disappointed. I'll be commenting.
Oh man, some things never change. Some things never change.
But yeah, man, just don't worry about the numbers. Just keep doing it.
Keep grinding.
Yep.
Grind don't stop. Can't stop.
Exactly.
Can't stop.
Yep.
Yo, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Gonna make it happen. One way or another. The mission is gonna go out there. Setting sail one episode at a time.
Go the mission. He just said the mission.
Hey, just so you know too, I changed the name of the podcast, but my image still is Go the Mission. So you get it, you get it both ways. You get it both ways.
Sad. It's so sad.
Anyways, this has been real cool catching up, and the good thing is you'll be back up here in February and
February
March
and April.
or April.
Yep. I'll be up here 2 more times.
So I'm sure there will be a lot to recap and to discuss.
Oh yeah,
at that point as well. We're gonna get back in the lab.
Finals or the playoffs rather.
Hopefully not the Lakers,
The
but
Super
anyways.
Bowl. Oh man, please no. LeBron, stay hurt. Go Bucks.
The struggle is real. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bucks. You already know this.
Yeah, man.
But yo, thanks for coming through. I know you got the dogs in the car, so you're not trying to have them freeze outside.
Been in the car all this time now. He just y'all want Peter after me now. Don't be breaking up my business on this podcast.
That's all right. By the time this podcast airs, she'll be back in the car with the dogs, and they'll be all right. They'll be all right. But yo, I want to thank you for coming once again.
Thank you for having me.
Always.
Oh, guys, listen, it's very important. www.frontlinemagbookministries.com. Also, that's the website. Instagram, it is Join FMM.
That's right. That's right. Get on there. Get into canvassing groove. It is another way for you to set sail in your personal experience. And I can guarantee you that it's one of those things that levels you up very quickly on a social level, on a business level, just on a life perspective level. It's going to help you in every aspect of your life, the experience of canvassing, and just knowing how to talk to people, because we know these days with social media, no one knows how to do that anymore. So take advantage, get out.
You got keyboard gangsters out here.
Right. Everybody's so mean without a face. But
can't even put a complete sentence
right.
together.
Tweet. How many characters are less, man? You don't even have proper sentences anymore.
Nope.
Everyone's struggling in Comp 102. But anyways, enough ragging on this generation, whatever generation is called. Anyway, I'll stop. I'll stop. I don't
what
even
generation
know.
is
Z? X? Y? Z?
Generation X is us.
Oh, that's us. Oh. Yeah, I don't pay attention to this stuff.
I don't even think they do letters anymore. I think it's just whole words, like millennials.
Is that the new one?
No, that's the one from 2000, I think.
Oh, that's before us.
Yeah. No, that's after us.
Oh, shoot. All right, anyways.
We don't know what generation this is. But
let me end this podcast before I just be more ignorant than you.
This is generation AC after COVID.
That is a new generation. It is a new generation. But hey, want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for that. If you're tuning in on YouTube, thank you for watching there as well. And go ahead and like and share this with someone. It doesn't cost you anything to like it. It doesn't cost you anything to share it. And it can be a big benefit to the people in your circles as well. You never know who could be positively impacted by this stuff. So go ahead and follow The Buff Missionary on YouTube and Instagram, and follow Setting Sail on all your podcast platforms. You know what it is. You know how we roll. Once again, the content doesn't change whether you like or share it or not, but it can go out there to a lot more people, and that is where the benefit comes from. And as always, remember, don't forget, to exist, it's not enough. We out here to be out here. So until next time, let it do what it do, baby.
Go Braves.